Reading what many deem to be the best book ever written is an interesting experience. Let's get into it. Hola mi gente, MsMalcolmHughes here. Welcome back. If you all recall, a little bit ago, I informed you all that one of my goals for this year is to read the 3 big religious texts, and that would be the Torah, the Gospel, and the Quran. I also want to read about other religions, but those are my goals. Now, in trying to read the Torah, starting with the old chapter of the Bible, it's been a challenge. It has been difficult because I want to make sure I'm doing it well. I want to make sure that I'm reading to understand. I want to make sure that I'm understanding historical context. I want to make sure that spiritually I'm in alignment, open, and receptive to what's being said in the work. But one thing that has been a challenge has been what I grew up learning versus what I'm reading. And then that opens it up to interpretation. And I think that when people interpret text, and everything is up for interpretation, but I think that's when you get so much divide. And so I'm really trying to do my due diligence because I often have strong feelings. Sometimes I just feel as if on a spiritual level, the God, universe, ancestors, the supreme being that I know is one that comes from love and understanding, right? All of the human emotions, the range of human emotions. But also there's also anger, there's also disappointment, there's all of this. But I often sometimes feel when I'm reading this text that God has just depicted angrily someone of vengeance or a being of vengeance and retribution. And that's what a lot of people found issue with the Old Testament. They often, at least when I was growing up in church, they talk about the Old Testament God and how it's fire and brimstone. And then I heard recently someone say, you know, I was having a really difficult time with reading the Bible. I tried many times. I couldn't understand it. I couldn't get into it. And they went to their pastor, and the pastor informed them, you have to stop looking for yourself in the Bible, and you need to read while looking for God in the Bible, an understanding of God. What is God trying to say? And I found that to be such an interesting approach. So I revisited the work with that mindset. It didn't help. I didn't feel as if things were more clear. So I'm going to give it one more chance. Well, my understanding of it, not the Bible itself. The Bible is doing just fine without me. So this is the one that I'm using. I have another one that my mother gave to my grandmother that I have, and I wouldn't write in that one. But I use this one to take notes, to highlight, to really try to understand. I'm currently reading Jeremiah, and I haven't gone in chronological order. And the thing that made me decide to give it another chance is while reading Jeremiah, I often think of what I was taught growing up. And Jeremiah was often used as the book of the Bible to motivate the youth, right? God would give you a message. God sends you before the people. It doesn't matter your age. You cannot turn away. This is what you are sent to do. This is your charge, and you have to go forth. Now, in reading Jeremiah, my current take has been God sounds very vengeful. There's a lot of, hey, Israel, you are my people. You've turned against me. I will get my revenge. But then I thought about trying to read it from God's perspective. I'm like, okay, I would be hurt and feel betrayed if people, I've helped you, I've looked out for you, and you've gone and you find these false prophets, you're worshiping false idols. I would feel away as well. But I feel as if it keeps saying the same thing differently. Maybe I just haven't gotten to a place where I am beyond this, right? I just feel like God keeps telling Jeremiah, hey, tell these people that I'm pissed. They've disappointed me and I'm coming for revenge. I'm like, this can't be what it's about. I must be interpreting wrong. I must be understanding incorrectly. And originally when I first started reading this, I was watching 3 different interpreters online. So I would read and then I would watch their breakdown of a chapter. And that was starting with Genesis. And I was like, this is very time consuming. I cannot watch 3 different video breakdowns and interpretations with historical context every time. So I purchased something that I hope will help me. And I'm going to give it this last hurrah because I really do want to read these religious texts because I love analyzing religion. Ever since I was a child, I've always felt spiritually. I felt that everyone was worshiping the same thing spiritually, but doing it differently. And I've always felt like God, Allah, the Most High would appreciate the variety and diversity of praise. And so that's always been my interpretation. Everybody is honoring the same essence, but don't do it the same way. And so the only way for me to determine that or realize that for myself is to really read and study and understand these different religious texts and theories. I'm not a theology major. I didn't study this in school, but it is something that interests me and I want to see it through. I want to get answers for myself, ask all the questions until the questions are solved, right? Working from that philosophy. So I ordered this. It is much bigger than I thought it would be, but that's okay. It's the Bible recap. And I just got it today. And so it goes through, I know you're not supposed to read the Bible straight through because I don't think that's how it was revealed, but I've never really understood how. So this is something that breaks it down. It gives you daily what you should read. Then you go through and it's recaps and chronological reading plan and I guess of how it was revealed. That's my understanding. And you can take your notes, but it summarizes and then it gives you just God's shot, like something to walk away with, like the large picture understanding. So I'm hoping this will aid me. That's what this is for. I'm hoping this will aid me in reading. I'm going to start over. I'm going to follow this in the way that it's been designed. And I will let you all know how this works out for me. But I really want to read to understand and broaden my knowledge and deepen my interpretation. So that's where I'm at with it. I haven't cracked it open yet, but that's when I saw it online, I just thought this is something that could really benefit me. I actually got that Amazon is having a deal on books. So it's a sale. I think the 20th is when it ends. So you still have time to go on and see, but that's one of the books I got. I'll be coming on with a book haul soon, but it's not the purpose of today. I just wanted to come back and provide you all with an update of where I am on this reading journey. I know that I sometimes have a million ideas. I'm a very creative person, so I'll come here with y'all. I'm trying this series, I'm starting this thing, and they don't always continue. That's one of the things you have to know with the channel. They don't always continue, but this I do want to see through. It's something that's really been on my brain since, like I said, I was a youth. Religion and people's connection to it and people's reaction to it and how they live their lives based on it. And I find it miraculous sometimes, and sometimes I find it frightening. But this is something I want to continue unpacking, and I know I talked to you all about it at one point. So I wanted to come and provide an update if you all were curious. But this is where I am. I'm going to start over. I'm going to keep going. If something inspires me or sparks me, I will come share. And at the very least, I will come back when I'm done. But that may take a while. So the book that I have is even like a 1-year guide. So maybe I'll have some, points along the way while I feel inspired to come share. We shall see. How do you all feel? What are your religious views and beliefs? What are your interpretations of these texts? I am curious, so drop that in the comment section below. As always, I am MsMalcolmHughes, one who believes that books are sometimes better than people. And until the next one, please remember to give time, to be kind to each other, and to have the very best day of your life on purpose. Peace. Odabo. Adios. Ciao.